Hey everyone, it's Carmelia Ray here, host and producer at Breezeway Productions. We are live at Sundance 2023. It's been 3 years since the festival has taken place here in Park City, Utah. We're covering the carpets. We're discussing all the new things that are happening in film, TV, and all the talent that you love. So stay tuned and watch our interviews. Question for you. You know, you've had a lot of success now with your career, and now you're writing, director. A lot of people looking on the outside would think everything's wonderful and great. What are something that's often misunderstood about you in your professional career?
About me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're going deep. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of fear. A little touch of sadness. But I guess my successes and victories are a testament to my insanity, I guess.
Well, I asked because we share similar birthdays, so I kind of get your personality.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right, so from the outside, I am an Aries. Yeah. March 25th.
Oh, 23rd.
So, yeah, things can be wonderful, but we deal with things. So on the mental health issue, how do you handle those kinds of things? Do you have good people around you, exercise, meditation?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I am very conscious of mental health. Particularly my own, and gosh, I wish I had more time with you because I could describe my journey, but
I'll follow you on Instagram.
I'm not on social media, and that's a part of it. For me, it's just really trying my best to block out the noise and keep my life as in the moment and as small as possible. You know, just really be about my friends, my family, my people, and not be too concerned with anything outside of that. And if something makes me feel too anxious or too sad or angry, I don't think those are bad things. You need to go through those emotions, but when they take control of you, they're not good. And just to always be mindful of making sure those things don't take control of you.
First in-person Sundance. I was supposed to come last year in person, but then again it went virtual, unfortunately.
Got it. You're one of the leads. Do you? Yes?
I guess so. Am I?
Do you think dating is challenging right now?
I think it's always been challenging, but yeah, I think particularly because of the pandemic, it's felt a lot more disconnected in many ways. I think people are just now used to meeting people online, which I think is great, but also difficult to really establish a real connection.
Now, there's a lot of Asians in the cast. Are we seeing some interracial dating in here? And do we touch on maybe Asian-specific challenges in dating?
Absolutely. There's definitely interracial dating that happens. There's topics about these things in the movie, but it's not really a movie about those things. It's about these characters sort of navigating life, which includes dating and having real, honest conversations about them.
And did you get a chance to see the film?
I did just a few days ago.
How do you like it?
I'm gonna abstain from answering that question and let the audience decide for themselves.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see it. Is this your first Sundance?
This is my first Sundance, if you can believe it. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
That's amazing. And can you share a little bit about your character?
Yes. So Miko is dating Ben in the movie, who we know Ben's an interesting character, as well as Miko. And Miko's kind of trying to find herself. She works, funny enough, at a film festival, and she's very passionate, and she, throughout the movie, kind of goes on this awakening. But it's not an awakening that you would normally think. It is a very deeply flawed, very interesting awakening. But I think it's something that will deeply resonate with not only women, but just Asian American people in general.
What's the biggest takeaway that you would like to have people experience from this movie?
Yeah, I think what's so special about this movie is that we're entering a time where we can make movies about the Asian American experience where we're literally walking down the streets of New York just talking and just being people and being human. And this is a movie about growth and change and what that means. And I think that's very exciting. That I think back in the day, to play a character, it would just be like you get one trait, right? I'm the math girl, or I have an accent, or I'm a ninja, and we're entering this time where I'm so excited to be able to play three-dimensional, fully messy, fully flawed characters. It's so much fun.
I was gonna ask, because a lot of times dating is messy, right? And discovering ourselves, our flaws. Do we touch on those types of things? Insecurities, lies, deception, any of those things?
Well, the movie is called Shortcomings, so yes.
Were you happy with the film overall?
Oh, absolutely loved it. I saw the last half in ADR when we did some voice recording, and I was like sobbing in Justin's arms, and I was like, you feel it, and we feel like we can see ourselves in all of these characters. So
thank you. I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much. So, is this a rom-com?
No, I mean, I think we would call it a dramedy if we had to characterize it. When I first read the script, it reminded me of a film I had here years ago called Brittany Runs a Marathon, where it deals with just normal people doing normal things. It's very relatable, very lovely, funny. Obviously, Randall Park directed it. He is just one of the greatest people I've ever worked with. And yeah, I'm just excited for the people to see it and for it to come out into the world.
Amazing. Shortcomings seems to me that it might highlight some of the issues that singles face with dating, common myths, and also there's a big Asian cast. Are we going to see some of that in the movie?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's based on a graphic novel that Adrian Tomine wrote in 2007. That was ahead of its time then, ahead of its time now. He wrote the screenplay, we modernized it a bit, but, and Randall obviously made it his own into a film. But yeah, I mean, there's dating, there's growing up, there's finding yourself, there's a lot of things that attracted me to it was like how we find our own family in life, the people we grow with, the people we grow apart from. So it's a very human, funny, relatable kind of slice of life dramedy.
I play Sasha. Sasha and Ben begin to date and get to know each other after they both exit other relationships, and they sort of are finding themselves and finding one another in relation to their own identities, and she's lovely.
And are you seeing some nuances with modern dating and what's going on within this film?
Sure, yeah. I think with the rise of social media, there's been so many people who are so forthcoming about all of their humanity, which is nice. I think for a moment everything was so highly curated that it felt as though everyone was only presenting the most sort of polished, manufactured side of themselves. And so to be able to show all of the humanity is certainly what this movie explores.
So question, as a cartoonist, when you see a script, do you have a photographic memory and picture things before you write them?
I don't have a photographic memory, but I do think visually. So when I was writing the script, I had to really fight the urge to overwrite and say, like, the sun is just setting and the light is orangish, all these things that are in my mind, but really need to just be decided by the director on the day of the shoot.
Now, the dating landscape has changed a lot since the original time that you wrote the book. Do you think it's more challenging for singles now in the dating space?
I'm the wrong person to ask, because I've been married for a long time, and I didn't experience the app revolution.
But there's a
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to interrupt this whole thing.
Not at all. There's a lot of different nuances with dating, and the word shortcomings, I'm thinking it's going to have a lot to do with the faults that people have with dating and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think Randall and I, the director, we're both around the same age, we're both married, we have kids, and so I think we really relied on the experience of the younger people involved in the movie, like the cast, the crew. I think we sort of relied on them as a BS meter, and I was really grateful to have that.
That's awesome. And then last question. I mean, a lot of times people who have been, is this for singles, people who are divorced, anybody?
Oh yeah. I was telling someone that even before this movie, when I was just making books, that the greatest reward for me was that I would write things that I thought were so specific and so personal, and I would always think, like, I don't know if this is going to resonate with anyone, but I'm going to put it out there. And then I would hear from people who were on the surface very different from me, but connected in some internal way. And that always meant the most to me, and that's my hope for what will happen with this film.
Wonderful. And last random question: how do you handle sleep or difficulty, stress with writing and being alone a lot?
It's a challenge, especially leading up to something like this. I don't know. I think that's part of the artistic process. I've had some of my best ideas in the middle of the night. Oh yeah, absolutely. And so it might be painful the next morning, but I will get up out of bed and go draw or write when the inspiration hits me.
So, what was your thought process in making the music for this film? And do you have a musical style or favorite type of music that we can see here?
Yes. Yes. Well, the approach was really capturing the POV of the main character, Ben. And so it was about exploring how we could best capture those emotional qualities of this character, and ranging from quirky to fun, frenetic, also romantic. And so all of those elements put together, Randall and I really set a tone that was both indie but also elevated and with a little bit of classical elements as well. And
so as a composer, do you try to spend time with each character and get to know them so that you can develop their theme song? Do you ask them kind of what is their musical style?
I wasn't able to actually ask the actors themselves, or look into of course I look into every single character when I'm composing the score. And yes, each character does actually have their own sort of musical and sonic identity within the score. And also not just the characters themselves, but their psychology and what they're thinking, whether it's love or that emotion or frustration or growth. And so that's really how I approached capturing each character, was through their psychologies.
Wonderful. And have you seen the film yet?
Yes, I have. Many times, of course, working on it. Very, very, and very excited.
I'm excited too. Thank you so much.